So, are you ready for my November TBR? Because I am not. Hello wolves, what's up? Hope you're good. So today it's time for my November TBR. But let's talk about my October TBR just a little bit. It's gonna be painful, but just a little bit. On my October TBR, I had many books. This one was picked, I've read it. This one was picked, about to finish it. This one was picked, never got to it. This one was picked, never got to it. This one was picked, never got to it. I also had Mexican Gothic, which I've read, and Unkindness of Ghosts, which should be done by the time you're seeing this video. So, not so good, because like 3 books I have not read. I believe that's it for my TBR. Maybe there was something else, I cannot remember. But it wasn't a success, so if it was about punishments, I would have 3 punishments, which I don't do, so I'm happy. I'm really sad about this book because this book was, if you've watched all my vlogs, you probably remember that every single day I was like, tonight I'm gonna pick this one up. Tonight I'm gonna read it. Definitely this week, definitely this weekend. Never happened, and I feel so bad because I really want to get to. So maybe in November. Hopefully my November TBR will be nice, kind, and you know, easy, because I had 3 readathons I would like to take part in. So we have obviously the Believathon, because it's the last edition of the Believathon. I did not miss any editions, and yeah, I just wanna, you know, be cozy with some middle grades. Then we also have Pokemonathon and Desertathon from 2 friends, Jane and Esme. So Desertathon is gonna last 15 days, so 2 weeks, while Pokemonathon is gonna last from November 1st till November 18, if I'm right, 18 or 19. I believe 18 because the game is coming out on the 19th, whatever. And when we're gonna reach November 19, I'm probably gonna only read like mood reads or like middle grades for Believathon. But the 2 first weeks I'm gonna focus on these 2 readathons, and then at the end of the month I'm gonna focus on Believathon. So that's the plan, but it's gonna depend on my TBR, which I'm scared because last one was like a total fail. I don't have a punishment system, but I feel there's gonna be some punishment because yeah. Okay, so before rolling the first draw, dice, round, whatever, I'm gonna put some random trumps here that I got from my patrons from the winter pack, because the first prompt will always be theirs. So the way it's gonna work is that I'm simply gonna put some on the numbers here. Hopefully it will land on one of these. I don't put on the first one because as I play with 2 dice, do you say dices? It's never gonna be on the first one, if that makes any sense. So completely randomly put here. Okay, so we're gonna use one of my rings to play with it because I don't want to look for my thingy. But here we go. So roll number 1, we have a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we land here on the 1 blue, but it doesn't matter this time because we have a prompt. And it is can you focus? Focus. Focus. Yeah. So read a manga, comic, graphic novel by Mikey. If I mispronounce your name, please let me know. This is absolutely gonna work because there is a graphic novel that I already wanted to include to my TBR. So this is absolutely gonna work. Thank you, Mikey. Let's put everything back in the little box here. And we go back on the one here. So the first prompt, in case you didn't know, I have a Patreon that I launched on October 1st, but the first prompt will always be a Patreon prompt. And this one, we got one from Mikey, which is read a manga, comic, graphic novel. And obviously, if you watched my birthday live or whatever, I got a bunch of books, and there is one graphic novel that I got. that I really want to read. The other one, I've already read it, so I cannot reread it. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. But this one is Lock and Key #1! You know, I'm a fan of the show. I really want to dive into the graphic novels as well, because apparently they're more horror-ish, gore-ish. They're like completely different. Not completely, but kind of different from the show. So I'm really curious to see it. And also it matches a prompt for the Desertathon, which is read a book with a red cover. It's definitely red. So let's go with roll number 2. We have 6, so we have a double, which is not something we want, because every time we get a double we have to add one more throw. So it's going to be 7 book long this time. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, so, oh no, we go there. So I cannot even like pick the book I want, because I have to pick from the jar. I did not add all my new books to the jar. So let's see what I get, which is super scary. That's something I hate to do. So let's go with this one. So we got this one, which obviously I was not planning on reading. Can I say this is actually the first punishment? Because it's a punishment to not be able to pick a book. This is Gods of Men, which is a book I'm interested. I bought this one many months ago because I saw the French edition of the book. And I was like, wow, it's gorgeous, I want it. But the English, I don't know if it's UK or American cover, whatever, it's good but not as attractive I feel as the French one. For once, usually it's the opposite, but whatever. But I got it and it sounds interesting. Sable hated the gods, she hated what men did in their name. So it sounds interesting. It is a fantasy YA. The prompt, like the font is not that tiny, so I love that. There are chapters, so I'm definitely intrigued. But as it has been on my TBR for such a long time, I lost a little bit interest in it, but I'm still curious, so I'm happy it came, like it popped up, but I wasn't planning on reading it now, so I'm a bit like, you know, yeah. I'm sorry I forgot to record, but I hope you can see here it's a 5, so I did not cheat. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have here, is it, yeah, what is it, 1, 2, 3, a book, can you see? A book featuring nature. I'm not sure I have a book that fit that prompt for my TBR for the Readathons, etc. Let me check. Then we got a book featuring nature. For that, I have 2 options in mind right now. I might change my mind, but I don't think so. So obviously nature, just by its cover, it has like a forest in it, and I think it happens in a forest, in her forest-veiled pagan village. Yes, so it has nature in it. Oh, it's also magic, so it could fit another prompt as well. But that or Annihilation, which is a book we'll be reading for the Howling Pack in November. So I know, like, I watched the movie and nature was a big part of it, so I don't know if that's gonna be the case in the book. I guess it's gonna be at least a little bit the case, I'm not sure. But I have these 2 books that could fit that prompt. I need to read them both, so I don't have the choice. Roll number 4, we have a 3. So 1, 2, 3, and we stand on a 3. Let's shuffle. Whoops. And we have this one fell down, so I picked it up. And this is Read a graphic novel. I have, oh no, I only had 1 actually that would fit the first prompt, but not the second one. Does that mean I'm gonna read 2? Oh my. Okay. Read a graphic novel again, which is nice, but it's nice, you know. The only graphic novel I have is Lock and Key, so we're gonna go with the second Lock and Key, so Head Games, because it's the second one, right? So it has a beautiful cover. So Lock and Key, magical keys open different kinds of abilities or places or many things. I love it. Watch the show. do yourself a favor, watch the show. I really loved it. The season 2 like came out just recently, so there are only 2 seasons, 10 episodes each of 1 hour, so it's still like some kind of commitment, but really enjoyable. So gonna be reading that one. So at least I have 2 books so far, 3 books and 2 graphic novels, so not that bad. Roll number 5, we have 8, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's another book from here. I'm hitting it. I had the perfect pre-made TBR for the Readathons, and now I have to pick 2 books from these. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Okay, this one. What is this one? Oh, definitely I was not planning on reading this one. Which is Saving Me, Megan. Megan or Megan. Oh my gosh. Can I have like a joker? That's not gonna be fun. Not at all. Another little paper. I'm sad about it. But it's Saving Megan or Megan, not sure. I forgot what it was about. And that's something I'm not interested in at the moment. Apparently, so the mother wants to fix everything that her daughter is suffering from. So because she has apparently mysterious health problems. But apparently she might not have anything, and that's just in her mom's head because she wants to like separate her daughter from the reality, from the world. So it could be like something very interesting, just not in the mood for it right now. So we shall see. That's gonna be like, that TBR is not that nice. But we shall see. It sounds interesting. I'm just not in the mood for it. Plenty of twists will keep you turning the pages as you guess and guess again. Smart and tout moves at a lightning pace. Okay. Smart, chilling, and full of hairpin turns, Saving Megan is high wire suspense of the first order. Okay, sounds interesting. Palmer's take on a dark and fascinating topic will keep the reader wondering to the very end. Okay, it actually sounds good. It's 400 pages. Maybe there is another book for this one. Okay, well, roll number 6. We have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A 4. Okay, so the next one we should be out, so I should not be adding any books to my already sick TBR. Okay. So for this one we have an okay. We have beautiful cover. I'm sure I can work with that, okay? Then we have beautiful cover, and I picked this one, so Winter House, because it has a beautiful cover. As you can see here, like there are holes in the cover because the book naked is absolutely gorgeous. So beautiful cover, beautiful naked book. It's absolutely... A book fell down. Sorry. It's absolutely gorgeous, and that's a book we need to read for the Middle Grade Monthly, and it's a middle grade, so perfect for Believathon as well. But for Believathon we actually have some specific prompts. If you know about the Believathon, you probably know about this. If not, just check Gavin's video, everything is explained there. But you have some cards like these ones, and actually you have to just shuffle them and pick like whatever prompt you want to do. So that's something I'm gonna do during the second half of the month if I manage to read everything I need to read. I forgot a book. Oh fuck, I have to fit another book. Okay, 2 books actually. Okay, never mind. I don't know how I'm gonna manage November. Lots of reading experience, probably. That was the plan, to actually do the second half of the month focused like on Believathon and on randomly picking books after books. Like once I'm done with one, just flipping, like shuffling the cards and picking a new prompt, match a book to the prompt, etc, etc. So that's actually the plan. But this one would definitely fit one of the prompts, I'm pretty sure. So definitely gonna be there for the Believathon. So yeah. Let's hope I don't get a 2 and we have a 10. So I'm not adding any other books to that TBR. I mean from the game, because obviously I need for other reasons. Here are all the books that were picked by the Wild TBR, plus Annihilation, because I don't know if I'm going to be reading this one or Annihilation for that prompt, whatever. But these are the books I need to read for the Wild TBR. But now let's go with the prompt for the Desertathon by Esme. So the link to the Readathon will be linked down below. But we have a prompt which is read a red, like a book with a red cover. I'm gonna pick this one, Lock and Key, because easy and nice. And I feel like that's smart. Then we have Journey, and you can imagine whatever around the world journey, but I'm gonna go with Wrath, which is the last book in a series, so the Faithful and the Fallen series, 4-book long, and it's definitely a journey through the Banished Lands. And this one is like a less chunky version, or it's 700 pages, a bit less than the 3rd book, whatever, but it's an amazing adult epic high fantasy. There is a prophecy, there are creatures and wolvens, which are a kind of wolves, etc. It's so much more than that. It's like an ancient war that happened, that is happening again because of that prophecy, and you have the good and the bad, but it's not all good or bad, like a black or white or whatever, but it's so much more than that, because apparently something happened 1000 years ago that was like a war between the giants and the humans or whatever. Everything is fine now, but everything is actually happening again. So there is some kind of war. We are in the middle of the war in the 3rd book. I'm not gonna say more. I really want to know where it's going, and it was a journey. So, and they went on a journey through the books. So definitely gonna come for that prompt, and also it is for read along. I will link it down below. Then we have Magic, and I'm gonna pick this one, which we have to read for the Enchanted Book Club. And it says here, and discovers her own hidden magic. So it has magic. Retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. I never can remember the name in English. Then we have Cozy Read, for which I picked Winter House. I know, Desertathon, Winter House, completely opposite, but it works. It is cozy for me. Anything wintry or Russian folklore, Slavic folklore, is cozy for me. So definitely that. And the last prompt is desert kind of vibe. So for that, I'm gonna go with Oasis, which is definitely desert vibe. So, and it has been on my TBR for so long, and it's not that chunky. And I wonder if there is another book for it, because it's 300 pages. I could listen to it, right? Totally sure I could listen to it. Sounds like also something exciting, especially because the father of the main character is an archaeologist, which speaks to my heart, my soul. So yeah, that's all I needed to know. And also I have like a little card from the author, and it was like book plate signed, and it came from Unplugged Book Box, if you were wondering. So these were for my Desertathon kinda TBR. Then for Pokemonathon, I'm gonna join the Fire team, because Esme is leading the Fire team, and Desertathon, I feel like it's fitting, even if I'm not reading any desert vibed, fire vibed kind of book. And also what is good about that readathon is that you only need to read 1 book to be successful, and you can also double the books, like double the prompts. So you have 8 prompts, but you can read only 4 books, so that's good. And you will see it's a smart move. So for heavy book and Just Keep Swimming, so heavy book is 1 prompt, Just Keep Swimming is like continuing a series, it's Wrath, the 4th and the last book in a series. So we are looking for flowers and nature on the cover and a debut novel. We have this one. We have paranormal and cold-hearted characters. For that I picked Annihilation, because I'm sure we have cold-hearted characters in that one. Then we have Sylvia Hart and Struck by Lightning, which is gonna be for this one, so love at first sight, and because like I know I'm gonna love it. And I think that's it. All the books I need to read. A fucking long TBR this time. I don't know how many books I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Okay, well, so here are all the books I need to read, plus Annihilation. I should read them all in 2 weeks, so I can be only reading middle grades the second half of the month in November. Do you think that's possible? I think that's a joke, right? That's a joke. I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna make it. Yeah. But yeah, well, if you want to bet on how many books I'm gonna read in November, please do so. Let me know what you're betting, like 2 books, 1 book, 0, all of them. I'm curious because I have not much hope actually. I think I need to do a lot of reading sprints and I need to participate in a lot of reading sprints because that's gonna be helpful. This is wild. This is completely wild. So no Netflix for me in November. But yeah, well, so what do you think of this TBR? Is your TBR better than mine? Was it like nicer to you, or did you just go with your mood, etc.? Which one do you think I'm gonna enjoy the most? I have no idea actually. I mean, I think Lock and Key, Winter House, and Wrath are my top books, I think. But yeah, never mind. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the pack. Talk to me in the comment section as usual. And until next time, take care, Wolves. Bye.